this is the last part of our color mixing skill builder. So in your sketchbook, on a blank sheet of paper, or on a piece of good drawing paper, is what you're going to do this. You can use any of the materials that you want. You can use watercolor paint, you can use tempera paint, you can use chalk pastel, or oil pastel. Doesn't matter to me. So the first thing you want to do is divide your paper into 4 sections. It could be a flower, it could be circles, it could be whatever you want it to be, as long as it's 4 sections. So for simplicity, I'm just going to do 4 wavy sections like this. So in each section, you're going to do something different. I'm going to use tempera paint just because that's what I'm going to use. So for this top section, I'm going to start with a primary color. So I'm going to choose to start with blue on this side. And then in 10 even sections, I'm going to go to red. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to start with blue, and red. And from going from blue to red, I'm going to make purple in the middle. So I have my water, my paintbrush, I have my paints all set out. You could potentially divide this into 10 even sections if you want, or you can just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to eyeball it. So start with blue. And then I'm going to mix a lot of blue with a little bit of red. So remember I said 10 even sections. So I have 1 section, 2 section. So I'm going to add some more red. I think I did a little too much. Three. Four. Five. So you can see it's going to take me more than 10 to get to red. So I could do to red and then back to blue if I wanted, which I'll show you in a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm getting much more red. Eight. Section 8. 9, and then the 10th one would be pure red. And you could probably actually do 1 or 2 more sections between these two. So I'm gonna just paint over top of it. So I just keep adding more and more red. And then I think that's good enough. I'll do pure red here. So ideally you would spread this out evenly so that my pure red would be down here. So I could start to go back to blue and kind of start going back this way here if I wanted. Another option, and I'll do blue to yellow. Alright, so I'm going to start with yellow. And I'm going to start adding just a tiny bit of blue. So I'm gradually going more and more blue. And then so let's say I hit solid blue here. So I keep going with my yellow and then to green, and then I would start going more towards blue here. And then I could do the opposite. So I would go back from blue to green this way and end up with yellow over here. More yellow. And then I would go again until I had yellow here. So that's one way. You can either do from one primary color to the next, or from one primary color to the next and then back to the previous primary color. So then I would do that again for yellow to red or red to yellow, doesn't matter the direction. This last section down here, I'm going to do complementary color grays. So I'm gonna pick green and red, just because that's what I have here. So I'm gonna mix up some green. And then I'm going to add some red until I get a gray. Alright, so I have this kind of greenish gray here, kind of like a brown. So then I'm going to start here, and you could do either purple and yellow or blue and orange, doesn't matter to me. And then I'm going to gradually add just a little bit more white. So I would go all the way from this brown to like a white color. Blue and orange will get you more of a gray. Purple and yellow will get you kind of a brown gray. And while green and red, you'll see you'll definitely get brown. It's hard to get a good gray with that. So then I'll go all the way from brown to white at the other end. If you want to see some examples of some finished pieces of this, then you can look in the folder below this video or the file below this video. You will see examples of finished pieces. Alright, so go ahead and complete that, and then you're done the color mixing skill builder.